The county commission has to approve all this growth.
Right.
Okay. When you take an area of farmland and you say, okay, we want to build 600 houses here on this farm, that has to go through the county commission. Right? Now, how do you think they're going to vote? How do you think our current commissioner is going to vote?
He's going to vote for it.
He's going to vote for it every single time.
Are local elections more important than federal or state elections? Montgomery County Commissioner candidate Dennis Potvin is running for County Commission District 2. Joins us as we go over this. And, yeah. So, DP.
Yes, sir.
DP.
Wow.
Sorry.
Straight out of
I'm
Buster
back.
Bucks.
Sorry. I should have done it before.
Yeah. Jeez.
Sorry. Dennis Potvin.
Get your mind out of the gutter,
is how you
Joe.
get
I'll edit that
Bucks.
out when I segment this clip, all right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not going to happen.
Oh boy, but okay. I got a story from Clarksville Now.
Uh-oh.
All right, and it says Dennis Potvin running for Montgomery County Commission District 2.
That's right.
Let's see how accurate this
So
is.
far, fact check true.
Okay, so far,
Yep.
that's accurate.
Where
Yep,
is District
100% no fake news.
Okay, so Dennis J. Potvin is your middle name. Does it have the letter J?
Yes.
Yes, has announced that his candidacy for Montgomery County Commission District 2. Potvin will be running as an independent.
That's true.
Now, before we go any further, Joe, sorry
Yes.
to interrupt. For the people watching at home, where is District 2 exactly?
Sango. Well, it's
Kind of
it's quite-
Sangoe,
it's-
kind of to Dunbar Cavey.
Oh, man, that's all the good area right there.
Yeah.
It's a very
Right.
important area.
Sango
Very
money is
important.
what we call it.
A lot of very important people living around
Why
there.
did you decide to run as an independent?
Well, because I'm in a 70-30 red district. Which I found out
it's heavy Republican.
heavy Republican.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, it only made sense. I got crushed 4 years ago by not doing that.
You ran as a Democrat
I ran. Why do you got to say that?
Such a dirty
Why
word
do you
to
got to
say,
keep
Joe.
the facts coming?
because
right?
I've seen how.
But there was a reason I had to do that.
well, you're not what I consider a Democrat.
Not really a liberal, am I?
No.
In fact, I bag on Democrats quite a lot.
Always.
Always. The 4 years ago, though, I kind of had to. Why? Because I was running against Curtis Johnson,
That's right.
who was a multi-term incumbent, who had $108,000 in campaign funds already sitting in the bank before we started.
This was for representative.
State representative. There was no way to primary him from the right. There was no way.
Oh.
So I'd have been laughed out of the room.
Right.
Thus, I figured I'd oppose him directly from the other side.
Why didn't you run as an independent then?
Well, because at that time I wasn't really involved in politics, and I
Okay.
just had this crazy idea that Democrats really stood for something important and they would fight for it.
Well, they used
and,
to.
Like, yeah, the
I also
Walmart
looked
guys.
historically.
They used to, like slavery.
A lot of
Sorry.
people don't know this, but Tennessee was kind of blue for a while. You had a two-term Democratic governor with Bredesen, right? Tommy Head was our representative in the same district. He was a Democrat. So nobody had challenged Curtis since 2010. So really there was no polling in this district to tell me that it may not be a great idea.
Okay.
So it was just kind of a learning.
Now, here he goes, okay? Potvin, okay?
Yep.
Has a master's degree from Austin Peay State University.
That's right.
What is degree in? The degree in?
It's a Master of Science in Operations Management.
Oh, look at that. And
I'm
how
a
do
factory guy.
And you're able to utilize that to this day?
Not really.
Okay.
I was already doing this stuff when I got that degree.
Where one of his daughters currently attends.
Actually, two of them are going to be attending.
Ooh.
That's right.
Well, are they going to follow in your footsteps?
No.
Okay.
No. I think one's in basket weaving and the other one's like,
Underwater basket weaving.
yeah,
Potvin has worked 27 years in manufacturing,
that's true.
and his wife, 23-year-old Lisa.
23-year-old.
Oh, no.
It's my wife of 23 years,
Oh,
you
okay.
silly
I'm sorry.
goose.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Actually, my
sorry.
wife is 59 years old. I married an older woman.
I thought you got a newer model. Sorry.
Well,
No,
Mrs.
Lisa,
Potvin.
that's the other guys.
Lisa
in the
does
race.
look young.
Yeah, she does. She acts kind of young.
So, okay, so you got that going for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then it also, the article continues to read. So she works for Clarksville Montgomery County Schools,
Yep, she's a lunch lady.
and you've also coached
Lunch
girls
lady.
softball Okay, for Clarksville Parks and Recreation, and has donated thousands of
dollars because we had no choice. Because like they just did recently, they're so underfunded. They were like, okay, no more cats, and we're like, well, here's $2,500 so you can get more cats.
Yeah,
I mean we.
That was to the Montgomery County Animal Shelter,
the one on Spring Street. Yeah. So yeah, we really had no choice.
So it also says that you were an Eagle Scout.
Yes,
is that true?
I am trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Ooh.
There,
Nailed it.
That's what we need in Clarksville.
There we go, Eagle Scout.
Single money going.
And congressional nominee to the U.S. Naval Academy.
That's right. That's right. I was going to be the first officer in my family. We are a family of veterans. I was going to be the first officer, Joe.
Everyone was enlisted.
Yes.
Right.
My dad was in the Marine Corps. He said, hey, you ought to get a Service Academy nomination. I mean, you go in the Navy, you're on the boat, I hit the beach, you eat good, right?
That's
nice
right.
uniform.
Monkeypox.
So I was no monkeypox. 17 years old. My Congressman Dale Kildee nominated me. Went through like a 7-step process. At the very end, literally April, May of 1990, they said, hey, you got a little bone not developed in your spine there, partner. So you're not going. And I was like, what do I do? My dad said, well, just go to college at U of M, and then you can, you go in as an officer anyway. And they said,
University of Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. Go Wolverines.
But, Wolverines, that's right.
Yeah, but
I'm
Janet
a Wolverine
Yellen
/ governor. Yeah, so no admiral for me. So yeah, that dream was dashed. So
you could have been health secretary right now.
I'd have been working for Levine, Admiral Levine. Yeah.
It then goes on to say in the article, Potvin wants to put a limit on what he calls out of control building.
That's very well written.
In Clarksville. Quote, we don't need to pave over every farm, blast every rock wall, and chop down every tree in order to turn our beautiful county into a slab of concrete.
I had Kamala Harris write that, and that was probably the best thing she ever wrote. Unfortunately, I got to say it instead of her.
Did you see her 2 weeks ago? She was doing an event in Louisiana, and the screen behind her spelled Louisiana wrong.
Do you see why I supported Tulsi now?
Yes.
Okay.
I love Tulsi.
So here's the thing, Joe, just in regards to that, okay? And I say this is very controversial, but I keep saying it anyway. The city of Clarksville, Montgomery County. If you want me to say this, I'm going to say it. Okay, realtors, bankers, land barons, and building contractors basically run the town.
That's what I've been saying.
Throw in lawyers,
mafia.
Title companies. I mean, it's basically a building industrial complex, okay? So they want to do all this stuff. Basically cutting down our trees, right, paving over our farms, and basically turn us into a giant slab of cement, like I said there, right? Well, there's like this stupid agenda locally to turn us into Franklin or Brentwood.
A miniature Nashville.
Right? Yeah. They want us to be that. And the evidence for that, let me give you the best example I have. The racetrack.
Okay? Oak Grove?
Right. No. I'm talking about the raceway. The Speedway.
Yeah.
Okay. So this thing's been here like probably longer than you've been alive. Right? Yeah. But all of a sudden, because of the politicians that came into power 2018, 2020, funded by the realtors, bankers, land barons. Okay, now these people get into power and they say, you know what? Let's build a bunch of neighborhoods around that speedway.
Yeah, that didn't make no sense.
Didn't make any sense.
I never thought that.
How about that traffic when they had that monster show?
Okay.
The monster truck show? Oh, my God.
So we're going to build all these neighborhoods. Anybody in here want to predict what's going to happen next? Once people move into these neighborhoods,
they're going to petition to get rid of the speedway.
They're going to say, you know, Martha, that speedway's awfully loud.
Because that would have been.
Yeah, you're right. They should move that thing somewhere else. Right? And that is just one example of what I'm saying. They want to transform us into Murfreesboro. So the way you do that is you build tons of $300,000-$400,000 houses, which does a couple things. One, it raises the value of your house up. So you're really happy about that. Your house is now worth $300,000. But because of that, because your assessed value is higher, now your property taxes are higher. So now you got to make a decision. I don't want to pay double the taxes. Why don't I just sell my house for $300,000? I only bought it for $100,000. Now it's worth $300,000. I'll sell it and I'll move somewhere else. But the problem is you're not going to move here because all the other houses cost $400,000 or $500,000. So that means now you're going to move out. And that's what happened in Franklin, and that's what happened in Brentwood. But here's the difference, Joe. Here's the primary difference. Franklin and Brentwood are 95% white and 100% rich. That's not us. That's not Clarksville, Montgomery County. You know what we are?
We're pretty diverse.
We're very diverse, and that's the way we want it. We're soldiers, we're students, we're small business owners, we're farmers, we're factory workers. We're not executives. So I don't need all $400,000 or $500,000 houses here. I want it the way it is. When my wife and I brought our family here in 2013, we bought a house that was built in 1976.
Carpetbagger.
Right, I'm a carpetbagger, but at least I bought a house that was already built.
Yeah.
I didn't say, hey, I want to move here, and you know what? I'd like to pave over that farm so I can live here.
Well, I don't think that you're anti-growth, so what is the way to do it?
The way to do it is, first of all, you get the infrastructure up to the 10 years it's behind, the 15 years it's behind. Catch that up first. Stop the building. Stop it, okay? Get the infrastructure caught up.
Like the sidewalks.
Then...
You can't do it hand in hand?
No. Because what you want, go on Zillow right now. Just type in Zillow and see how many houses are for sale in Clarksville right now.
Okay.
All right, I already did it for you. 516 houses for sale.
500, yes, I got that number.
You got
I
it?
just typed
All right, I nailed it. 516 houses for sale in Zillow in Clarksville, Montgomery County. Are we going to sell 500 houses today, Joe?
Not today.
Probably not, right? So there's already thousands of houses being built, thousands of apartments being built.
That's right.
Okay. So why don't we just stop building until the infrastructure, we widen some roads, right?
Yeah.
We get some better parking.
That too.
Well, I mean, I would think that would be government overreach if they told people to stop building right now, especially once they have contracts and everything.
Not really, because the government is the one approving it. The county commission has to approve all this growth.
Right.
Okay. When you take an area of farmland and you say, okay, we want to build 600 houses here on this farm, that has to go through the county commission, right? Now, how do you think they're going to vote? How do you think our current commissioner is going to vote?
He's going to vote for it.
He's going to vote for it every single time because he's got his hand in the pockets of who? That's right, bankers, realtors, land barons.
Allegedly. But it's the same three guys every single time.
Who are the biggest donors to our political candidates? Back in May, right?
Charles Hand.
Well, I was going to say it rhymes with the Fan Hamley, but
I love Charles.
Okay, you beat me too. He picks up litter.
Yeah.
I give him credit for that.
I see him on Sunday.
Right. So this racket that I'm going to give donations to my favorite politicians, in turn, those politicians are going to vote yes, that we're going to build an event center. We're going to build a parking ramp. We're going to build something else. All we need to do is find some land that we can pay top dollar for. Hey, you know what? We can buy that piece of land that Mr. Hand owns, that he bought for pennies on the dollar, that we're going to pay for it from him.
That is some downtown that's coming up, though. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of
I don't
downtown.
mind transforming our downtown into a college town. And in that case, it was already the downtown.
Right.
So basically, you're refurbishing. Some people say gentrifying, but you're refurbishing. You're updating it. I'm all for that, Joe.
And I do agree with you on this, though. That infrastructure also needs to be a part of the growth plan as well. Which it is.
The last time you went to the grocery store, do you think now is the best time to be destroying every square mile of farmland in the state of Tennessee? When you go to the grocery store, do you think now is the best time to be eliminating all of our farmland and turning it into neighborhoods?
No.
Well, that is why there is a new movement that is taking place, and it's called Clarksville Elevated. And it's about building up.
Did you learn this at Clarksville, Leadership Clarksville? That's what I thought.
Leadership Clarksville is fantastic.
Well, that's why I asked. If that's
you got to go through it.
Maybe I will.
You got to. Oh, you would love it.
After I get elected, I'll go through it. How about that?
You would love it.
All right.
Voting has begun.
Yes, it has.
Right. What's the best way people can contact you or at least learn more about you?
Well, as you know, I'm on Facebook. I'm all over Facebook.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not taking any donations. Right?
No?
I'm like your buddy in 2016. I'm a self-funded campaign, and I'm not raising any money, and of course, I'm not spending any either.
Like the Jersey truck driver.
I would love to donate to your campaign.
Somebody else offered me $200 on Saturday. I said, nope, I'm not fundraising.
Yeah.
No, because here's the thing. I am a tremendous underdog. I'm not just running against an incumbent. I'm running against three incumbents. Because one of them was actually the incumbent in another district, but he had to resign both his city council and commission seats because he no longer lived in that district.
Oh.
So I'm running against him. He said he was going to step away for family time. Family time was over after a couple months, and now he's back in this race. So I'm running against him, who was an incumbent. I'm running against the current incumbent, and then I'm running against another guy who was a commissioner just, I think, 8 years ago. So I'm running against 3 high-profile, basically Republicans.
Are you expecting, or maybe you're foreseeing, that the 3 of them are going to chip away at each other's Republican votes, and that's where the independent will come into play?
A political strategist, you could be, because I didn't get in the race till the third guy got in. When it was just the incumbent and the Republican, I thought, well, I can't take Indy votes away from the incumbent. And the Republican, he's got 70% of the share. But then the third guy came in. So now you really got 3 Republicans dividing a 70% split. And here's my 30% over here.
Right.
Well, that 30 is starting to look pretty good.
Right. Interesting.
So I could win in what they call plurality.
Right. I mean, look what happened, the 92 election, George Herbert Walker Bush, okay? The incumbent, right?
That's right.
Here's Ross Perot.
That's right.
People love Ross Perot.
Yeah, my mom voted for him.
Guy got 21% of the vote.
That's right.
He was funny.
They took that away from George Herbert Walker.
Who was his VP? Stockdale? Admiral Stockdale or something? He was a
yes.
goofy son of a guy.
And with that, Bill Clinton
Yeah?
was,
There you go.
hi, everybody.
That's right. I did
Joe,
not
I got a
have sex
question
with
about
that
the
woman.
leadership course.
Monkey pox.
But you know what? You know who inspired me?
Who's that?
Somebody that I know you look up to, that you're very fond of. Not Jane Fonda. Somebody you're very fond of.
Can I guess?
Sorry, Major.
Go
Boy.
ahead.
Mayor Jim Dirt.
No.
Damn it.
Karen K. Reynolds.
Oh, Karen.
She ran with
Yes.
4 people in
Yeah.
the race against some pretty high-profile names. But you know what? She was the 4th and final name on the ballot, and she got 43% in her victory. Well, guess who's the 4th and final name on my ballot?
Yeah.
Denny the Bull.
Karen.
So, yep.
Last time she was on the show, oh boy.
Yeah.
She got triggered by a MAGA hat.
Let me tell you, though.
Those eyes
You know
got
what?
real
God love
wide.
her. You know what?
I love her. I love her.
She's spunky. She's feisty, and she's always full of energy. If you saw her and she was sullen and down, you'd be like, Karen, what's wrong?
Oh, I've been
Come
to her
on,
house and partied.
Right.
She was my leadership Clarksville classmate.
Okay. All right. Very good.
But Dennis
Joe,
J. Potvin.
I have a question for the commissioner, Joe, if I can.
Uh-oh.
We do
It's-
got to
it's
get
some-
going.
I know. But
I
it's
got
something I'm worried about.
trivia tonight.
It's something I'm worried about. All this new building we're doing up downtown Clarksville. I mean, we're only a couple years from the next flood. What are we doing about it to alleviate that water so it doesn't do it again?
Yeah, and you know what's great is when you cut down all these trees, right? You're wiping out all these trees. What do trees give us other than oxygen, right?
Bark.
They help bark, right? They provide shelter for the animals. I know you love the animals, right? But I'm also talking about they absorb water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? They avoid erosion and runoff. They prevent it, right? So, right, in an area with a lot of flash flooding, chopping down all the trees, not a good idea.
And I get it where, like, say, District 2 is at Sango to Dunbar Cave area,
Yeah.
all right? And District 5, I believe, is
wow.
downtown.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
My
And-
neighborhood, yours.
And I understand
back behind legends and stuff.
people are elected to represent their area
Sure,
as well as the county, too.
right,
I get that. Right.
yeah. Are you bringing up Commissioner Leverett? Is that who you're talking about? District 5?
She was on the show the other day.
Yeah.
I love Rashida.
I knocked doors with her
Yeah.
4 years ago.
I knocked boots with her.
Really?
Whoa.
No.
Really?
no, I
I'd
did
like to
not.
do some knocking with you,
Oh,
Joe.
man, here we go.
Here we go.
Now
He
we gotta
had to
watch-
go right back in the gutter.
We had,
Knocking boots.